we're going to take you to another one of our very important segments of our show, Sports Update with Steve Turnberger. Now, I was talking to Steve before the show, and we always talk about the Delaware games. And Steve, I want to ask you a question. Every year on paper, Delaware's supposed to beat Lehigh. That's this week's game. But in the last 3 out of the 4 years, Lehigh has beat Delaware. Now, this year, we're the first in the nation, Division I AA. Our statistics are ahead of everyone else. How do you see this Delaware-Lehigh game shaping up?
Bob, first of all, you have to throw out all the statistics before this ball game. Lehigh, as you said, has beaten Delaware 3 out of the last 4 seasons. Last year, up in Bethlehem, PA, we all remember how the Hens had a 20-13 advantage late in the fourth quarter. The Engineers came back 2 late fourth quarter TDs to beat the Hens 27-20 and eventually knocked Delaware out of the Division I AA playoffs as they wind up their season 9-2. That was 1980. 1981 is a different story. The Hens are #1 in the nation in 1 AA play. Last week they decimated Princeton team 61-8, your final score up in New Jersey. The Hens looked awesome. They ran up the 3rd largest offensive total of the 1981 season. Of course, that was the 3rd largest in Delaware history. Rick Scully, Kevin Phelan, Bob Doherty, Cliff Clement, they have looked great in the backfield. Your linebacker, Greg Robertson, out of Seaford High School, only a sophomore. Bill Maley has been great in that defensive secondary. Of course, he is out of Newark High School. The big key this week, the Engineers come in 2-1 on the season. Their only loss has been to Colgate, a Division I team. They lost to them up in New York, a close ball game. The Engineers are not as good as the team they were last year, but look for them to give Delaware a lot of trouble down at Delaware Stadium. A 1:30 p.m. kickoff. Get down there and see some good football action. My prediction, your pigskin pick this week, the Hens 27, Lehigh 17 in a tough-fought ball game down at Delaware on Saturday afternoon. And also in there, Del State, what happened to them last week? They were against Westchester. They had a 16-6 lead late in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left in the game. They wound up losing the ball game 19-16. Joe Persicki cannot believe what's happened to his club. He's 0-4 on the season. The Hornets very easily could be 2-2 on the year. This Saturday, 1:30 p.m. kickoff down in Dover, Alumni Stadium. They'll take on Bethune-Cookman. And Bethune right now is a 20-22 point. They have a 20-22 point favor in that ball game. Look for the Hornets to win their first game of the year. Your final, 24-21. Del State and Joe Persicki and company look to go 1-4 on the season. Moving to high school football, we have completed 3 weeks of the season. Right now, here's your sports update top 10. Salesianum 3-0 on the year. George Glenn's club has looked awesome. Vic Bolin, Stevie Jerome in the backfield. They have been very impressive as they have rolled to a 3-0 start. Seaford, #2 in the state. Where is Seaford? Way down south, the Blue Jays. Ron Dickerson, he may have his greatest club ever down in, a lot of people call it Hicktown, but Seaford has a good club this year. They will take on Caesar Rodney tomorrow night under the lights in Seaford. That will be their first big test of the season. Glasgow, Jim Pletcher, he is 3-0 in the season. You remember last Friday night, as you saw it right here on Rollins Cablevision, the Dragons came from way back to defeat St. Mark's 22-21, your final score in that ball game. Mike Hubbard and George Olson are your best backfield tandem in the state of Delaware. Newark, your #4 team, and Delcastle, #5. Can you believe it? The Cougars are 2-0 in the season. The first time it has ever happened out at Delcastle. They have won their first 2 ball games. Scotty Black at quarterback, and Stephen Wicks could be your best back in the state of Delaware. He has rushed for over 400 yards and 6 touchdowns in his first 2 ball games. That game will be seen here on Rollins Cablevision. I'll get to that later. Your final top 5 in this top 10, Dickinson, #6. William Penn at 2-1 is #7. Tatnall, 3-0 in the season. They're your #8 club. Archmere, defending Division II state champion, #9. And Dover, #10. A reminder, coming up this Saturday night at 9 o'clock right here on Rollins Cablevision, Newark will be taking on the Cougars of Delcastle. 9 o'clock kickoff here on Channel 2. Get to the ball game at 10:30. They will be getting underway at Delcastle. See yourself right here on Rollins Cablevision Channel 2. We'll be coming to you each and every week on Saturday nights at 9 and also on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock as we conclude the 1981 high school football season. Hopefully we'll be going into the tournament play, which opens up in early December. I'm Steve Turnberger for Focus Delaware Sports Up.